ignition, liftoff.
Well, actually,
You actually what?
Well, what'd you say?
Let's start this conversation over with the chord of C. You are listening to the Mid-Ohio Rock Show. Yes. Hey folks, welcome to the Mid-Ohio Rock Show. Tommy Barnes here, and so cool to be able to take the show out on the road again, as we've told you we're going to be trying to do. Today we're at the Old Bag of Nails on Lexington Avenue here in Mansfield, and what's cool about this place is every Sunday they have bands here, or an individual like my good friend Michael Kelsey. Michael, thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Tom.
Michael is from the Lafayette, Indiana area, been playing guitar for a long, long time, area bands back in the day, but you also had a studio, I understand, a few years back.
Yeah, just always been immersed in music, and even though I was playing my own music, what I love to do about the studio, people would come in, I'd help them work on their music, I learn as I'm working on their music, and it helps me with what I'm doing, so I'm so busy now running around that I don't do it as much.
Yeah, well, you know, I would imagine though, after being not so much cooped up in the studio, but the animal inside of you probably at one point said, man, I just need to shed this and get out on the road and play.
And then once you kind of do that, then you get a taste of that blood, then it's hard to get into other projects. You have a vision of what you'd like to do, and your whole being just wants to go in that direction.
First studio album came out about 1996, I believe, and this will be number 7, Submerged. Why don't you tell us about that?
So this is an all-instrumental record. It's I started mainly doing instrumental music. There's Michael Hedges is a big idol of mine, so acoustic compositions was kind of my main thing. Then I started doing singer-songwriting stuff along the way. The CDs kind of drifted in that direction. I thought I want to go back to the roots and make a record that's just more for your imagination to have something to dance to, and just let the music kind of fill in the space around you.
Yeah, you've actually played, I think you and I met a few years ago down at Bucks in Lexington. You've had a chance to play in the Mansfield area a lot, downtown for the Final Friday concert series. So for me, it's cool to see the growth in your music. I'm kind of curious, man, the ability you have to go inside and just create on the fly is so neat. I've seen you with little kids. You'll see a butterfly, a light, the sun. The process is kind of cool and fascinating to watch.
Yeah. ADD. It takes a few guitar lessons and mix that in with your ADD, and there you go.
Is that on the rocks?
Yeah.
I'm so hungry. Why do you people torture me like this? Wouldn't that be good, me eating soup and singing for you? Oh, make everybody stop ADD immediately. Appreciate that though. Is that clam chowder? Oh, I got a clam chowder over my shoulder. I better eat it now before it gets any colder. That's beautiful for you to offer that to me. I guess that's just the bag of nails in Mansfield, Ohio hospitality. Maybe you could put it in a doggy bag. Oh, but that'd be such a drag, 'cause it's never gonna taste the same as it would right now if I played your game where I took a spoon and I played a melancholy tune about the song. If my gun had some powder, I could make up a rhyme about clam chowder. I'm just gonna have to settle for a dramatic ending.
But that's what I always like about music, is just the spontaneity of it and the feeling. Sometimes people ask me, what style of music do you play? And I love all kinds of different styles of music, but what I love is the moment of just being in the moment. So when you see something, or you want to interact with your environment, or rap whatever song you are doing around the environment, but that's the spirit of music happening there, and that's the stuff that I get into, so I tend to do it.
Well, I can tell you folks, I've been in one of Michael's audiences before, and all of a sudden Michael comes and puts the guitar in my lap. He's like, G, it's the chord G, or E, or whatever it happens to be. When I first met you, man, I heard this really cool story about the 2004 Eric Clapton Crossroads show. Tell us about that. That had to be just a great moment in your life for that event.
It was a guitar competition. I think competitions are a wonderful thing for musicians to be a part of. It kind of makes it a sport, not so much an art, but more of a sport. So when I heard about that competition, when I read the criteria, I was like, well, that's kind of like what I do. So I went through the process. It was like maybe a 6-month process of going through it. Ended up at the Crossroads Festival in Dallas, Texas, and I won that. And then I got to be part of the Crossroads show because of it. So it was like for one weekend I get to bump shoulders with the guys, with the dudes, and then kind of makes you feel like a rock star. Then you got to go back to your normal life. But for one weekend, it makes you feel
if you would for a second, tell us the guys you were bumping elbows with up on stage, man.
Well, all those in that in that, you know, when Eric Club does the Crossroads Festival, you get all those legends that are part of the show. So it's like, it's not that I got to see all of them do that, but all your Santana, Steve Vai, all the blues, great. You know, it's like, but it's just a weekend of swirling around and bumping into different people. So it was a great experience.
Did that lead you after that to maybe being able to travel with some of the other bigger bands, the Doobie Brothers, 38 Special, some of those kind of bands?
Well, just kind of get you some credibility, get you to make some noise, so that all these different things kind of come up, and then even just in cyberspace, just getting your word around, and people come out to the shows around the country that pulls them out of the woodwork, you know. So it's just a great opportunity for exposure.
That's kind of what we're doing here with the Mid-Ohio Rock Show. So far, we've been seen in, I think, close to over 20 countries right now. So they're out there, wave at them.
Oh, I didn't know there was that many people out there.
There's quite a few watching, I'm
starting to
afraid.
get a little nervous.
Well, I know you got a show here at the Old Bag of Nails. I'd like to really conclude this by letting you folks know Old Bag of Nails here in Mansfield every Sunday is going to have music while it's winter like it is now. We're here on a Sunday night, first Sunday of April, inside. But once the weather breaks, we'll be outside on the patio. Hope to get a chance to see you. I know you got a guitar back here in this crowd ready for you. Get that thing tuned up, and let's go hear some Michael Kelsey.
All right. See all you 20 countries later.
That's right. And go to michaelkelsey.com, by the way, too. Click, 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 click until you can't click anymore.
Bye.